Jai Hind viewers, it's my honor today to host Lieutenant Colonel VS Velan, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Elena Geosystems, to the Achievers Articulate on the Global Strategic and Defense News. Colonel Velan is from the 76th Corps of NDA and is from the 4 Madras Battalion of the Infantry of the Indian Army. He was doing his PhD from IIT Kharagpur, but couldn't complete because there was no one in India to assess his work, which I think is a marvelous achievement in picking up a doctorate topic where there's no one to assess you and no one in India has tried this doctorate before. Welcome, sir, to the Achievers Articulate.
Thank you. Jai Hind, Jassi. Nice to be with you and with your viewers in this interview.
Thank you, sir. Before I begin my questions, I would like to tell viewers one thing about NDA. Sir was senior to me. He's from the 76th Corps. I'm from the 79th Corps. And when I was a second termer and sir was a fifth termer, that time Foxtrot Squadron, to which both of us belong, came second in athletics. And there was a midterm mood in our squadron. Everyone was very happy. And then there was a fallen in the ground floor central lobby. And I still vividly remember that scene. Colonel Velan, sir, walking down from the first floor in his brand new walking outs. And in the middle of the staircase, he stood and he addressed the whole squadron. And he said, "Gentlemen, I had kept this walking out dress, especially for the day when we do well in athletics. And today I'm so happy and proud that we have come second. And that's why I've worn this walking out." Well, that one incident left a great impact on me to see how much dedication and devotion a person has. And when you do something with great passion, you do get success. And today, we have Colonel Velan to discuss with us on Achievers Articulate, the success of Atmanirbhar Bharat, a veteran's contribution in which Colonel Velan has contributed magnificently for the success of Atmanirbhar Bharat. My first question is to you, sir, is that please describe your incredible journey from a school-going child to being such a successful entrepreneur in the whole country.
See, I am from Sainik School, Amravati Nagar. That school per se has developed or sowed in the seeds of hard work, dedication, and ability to collaborate and cooperate with everyone. Right from my school days, that is from 6th class to till 11th. I joined NDA just before the 12th examinations. And in NDA, again, being a tri-services institution, an institution, it's got no other equivalents around the world, had brought in certain more qualities into me. Basically, in NDA, I was initially towards outdoor activities. About athletics, you mentioned. I was there as a good athlete, and I was into PT, into hockey. I'm academy hockey goalkeeper for maybe I must be the one who has been the longest academy goalkeeper. I was there for about 5 terms. Then towards the end of my training at NDA, I got 2 book prizes also, because someone made a mention that games and PT, etc., will take you to some level. However, if you want to, if you want to learn something really out of this big institution that is NDA, you should learn certain academic. You should acquire certain academic acumen or knowledge before you leave this place, was told to me. So then computers were introduced. So I became a topper in computers. Then again, I did a good project work, which is on to physics of music, and got a book prize for that also. When I went to IMA, by then IMA Computer Center was getting opened up. There I worked and got a merit card for working for the IMA Computer Center and working for the, they have a small exhibition, kind of a small, what they call it is a small stalls where they put up certain other innovations within IMA before the passing out. There also I got another merit card for working something for IMA in terms of video editing, then making. Basically, there's a program, end of term program that which being conducted in IMA. I was part of the team that organized and brought in the audiovisual expertise, audiovisual, the aspects of that event and made the event a successful one. So it's a very bouquet of interests that got developed during my training. When I went to Fort Madras, 4th Battalion, the Madras Regiment, which is also known as Walajabad Light Infantry. It's a unit which has been continuously in service from 1794. There, I initially got involved with the militancy for 10 years. We were there up to 2002. I was in active service, where most of the time I was either in high altitude, which is Arunachal area, or in the militancy, fighting militancy. I had a tenure at Amritsar, which was also a big eye-opener and a trainer for me. There I got introduced into the GPS part of it. That's a time where Army was procuring certain GPS handheld instruments. I was made the team leader of the team that was to do a field trial of this handheld instrument. 23 instruments were given to us. We were going around in the night and then doing these trials and submitted a trial report on how to use this equipment. We found that GPS per se was not all that greatly useful to us, the form factor in which was given to us. However, we found out a method, a means to use that device and this technology within the services and propagated them. After that, a lot of other GPS instruments got inducted into the services. So this is up to my service life. From 2002, I went to Technical Staff College. There, I did some work into computers again. There, then they sent me to DGIS, which was just then getting created. See, the armed forces were being reorganized to cater for the IT part of it. So, Director General of Information System was being created at that time. Some of us were being posted there. So, I was posted into the CIDSS, and CIDSS was the base organization from which DGIS was getting created. So I was part of this entire commodore of the IT reorientation and tasking. Simultaneously, I was involved in CIDSS systems, restructuring the systems and making a new system, bringing out a plausible solution for the armed forces for fighting at tactical level. That is, CIDSS is supposed to be the people who know it knows that it's a backbone of all IT working. Certain systems were there for your headquarters working from unit level to core level, the tactical systems. So I was working in that. During this time, I got involved or interested in GIS, the mapping part of it. There, I was a leader or team leader of the team that created a GIS. GIS are a mapping solution for the armed forces, which was adjudged as the best innovative product for the year 2005. Amongst the DRDO projects which are there. Along with us, LRD and CARE were involved. And through their channel, they got the best innovative award for our project. We filed certain IPRs on the president's name, saying that whatever we made is contributable to the president only. And we made some IPRs, which have found way into many other solutions today. And whatever work we did between 2003 to 2006 is based on that only. Today, many other applications have got developed, many other solutions have got developed. So then, so that's a point in which I turned from a field soldier into a technical or a technocrat. Then I was sent to my unit to take over for some time. And then since I could not make it, they put me back into the IT network, where I was sent to Eastern Command to oversee the IT working or IT plan or IT reorientation of Eastern Command all along the Eastern region, that is from whatever is the Eastern region of India, and to face ourselves to reorient ourselves from looking west to looking north. So that's where I was involved. There, a lot of work was done. day and night, a lot of effort we put in. And we developed a complete the terrain model and the mapping system, mapping solution, which the eastern region can use today. That's all we created. From there, then this issue of space was going along. Then they wanted to train one officer from army in space activities. At that time, I happened to be the only person who done first who got adequate experience in mapping domain, and I had done some diploma courses. I've done MSc IT. I had done. I've done MBA in HRM. Then I'd done about 6 to 7 diploma courses in IT, GIS, like that. So I happen to be what is a right candidate with adequate qualifications to be trained in location-based services and the global navigation satellite system, which is generally known as GPS technology. So we were trained in a organization which is funded and manned by UN. It is in India, but it is a UN training establishments where people from about 14, 15 countries attended along with me. And I was one of the officers, rather the only armed forces officer was trained there, along with ISRO scientists. And people from ISRO were training us, who are specialists in this domain, in their respective domains, came forward and trained us. People from around the world were called to train us in this subject also. After this, I was posted to, again, back to Delhi, where in a new organization called Integrated Space Cell. So there, this is supposed to be a single point exit for all Government of India space policies at that time. We worked and brought out a set of rules or set of guidelines, or maybe we guided the Government of India. Some of our recommendations are there in the National Space Vision, and we created a integrated space doctrine to be used by all services. We help the services to make their own space doctrines. And slowly this now, an organization which had just about 4 officers has become a huge organization. Today we have Defense Space Agency, and we have many other organizations associated or created out of this small cell. And today it is called as Space Forces Enhancement, a small cell that's got converted, again working on policy matters. And it's good to see that such a big organization got created out of our own recommendations and all. Within ISC, I had this responsibility of working on the navigation system because I was trained by that time in that. There, we initially went to GPS, we got turned down, and we went to Russia. I went as a part of a ISRO team to Russia to bring in their technology. We brought some equipment, did some trials and all that actively. However, we find that coverage of Russian satellites is very low over India. And that's the time we then found out that it's better to have our own system. We understood one main concept, that is GPS was not created for what they claim as to be a world system. It is a world system or a system which can be effective around the world in the temperate region only. It's not below, that is between 20-degree north latitude to 65-degree north latitude. Tests were then done in US mainland, then later on adapted into UK, European Union, then Japan. So if you see the countries from where we look upon for a GPS type of implementation are these countries, because they are in the temperate region. Within US, I later found out that someone was working for about 10 years to make a system or to extend their system into equatorial region. They could not do it. I was working with a person called, I went and met and was with a person called Jonathan Makela in the University of Illinois in US, that's near Chicago. I was there for a month, and he actually, by that time they had gone very well ahead in this domain, and the knowledge were in India was very less. See, during my tenure at ISC, we also found that after having got this IRNSS sanctioned, where we are the people who work to get IRNSS sanctioned as part of ISC, after having got their acceptance on necessity from Ministry of Defense, giving them collaborated or coordinated with Department of Space to get this project sanctioned. It's a project where India will own its own satellite system. So that's a project. This idea slowly, what is it, mothballed. It started with borrowing someone's system and working. Then we had Gagan, where we put additional satellites, 3 satellites to improve onto GPS in our region. That was the initial effort. Then we found that having Gagan or just having or using someone else's system did not meet our requirement fully, because these systems were made for different regions. For example, GLONASS was made for the Russian region, not for the Indian region. It's towards polar region. So when flights go over polar region, they make use of Russian satellites more. So we went for our own system, and we approached for any system to be there, you need to do geography specific study and understand how the system works within the country or within the region which we are intending. So for that, we approached IITs, IIT Kharagpur being the single point contact for all IITs. Then we approached IIT Kharagpur, and we found that even after a year of we referring to them to start some PhD and all in the domain, nothing took place. So rather, IIT Kharagpur offered that why don't I migrate there and start working in this domain? That's a start point. Then we found out what is the method to go. Then by then, since I had this scientific bent of mind, I thought I'd pursue a PhD in the same domain. So I was sent as a sponsored candidate from Defense, from the Ministry of Defense, to IIT to pursue my research. After having gone there, I found that the knowledge where the level of knowledge where that we are talking about was not there, and me going to I have to go to foreign countries, and me going to foreign countries involved taking a lot of security clearances before going there. It was becoming a kind of a quagmire, I can call it, or no-go area where taking a sanction one side, approval one side, then going visiting a foreign country with a rank in place is becoming it was becoming difficult, because see, people who are involved in this domain in other countries are all civilians, and they're very scared about a military person asking questions and trying to learn about this. So, though our effort of having a system for India was always not towards just the defense forces. It was for the country. Defense forces also were one of the users. That's a concept we started. We even renamed those satellites as Indian national satellites. Though people were happy calling that satellite, so-and-so satellite, army satellite, so-and-so satellite, Navy satellite, like they were happy. However, we said that these are all national assets, and navigation solution is a national asset. So we had reoriented everyone's thinking to say that this is a national asset, army is one of the users. So though this was a concept, but from being an armed forces officer, it was very difficult to work. Then I requested people to send me on premature retirement. Then I went on a premature retirement. Then since this knowledge is outside the country, I had to go around the world. Then I went around the world, acquired the knowledge, put up a company in the technology business incubator of IIT Kharagpur in 2012. We were there for 3 years there. Then when our satellite started going up in 2017, 2016 and 17, we migrated to Bangalore to be co-located or be near ISRO headquarters and all. That's how our location is 3 kilometers from ISRO headquarters today. From there, we were initially concentrating on the software side or algorithms which people will use. Then we found that in India, mostly it is in the hardware front, there are only resellers. There was no knowledge where within India for making this required hardware, chips and devices, etc. People are only just reselling the devices or including those device equipment into their solutions and as an integral component. That's why we launched onto developing our own equipment, Indian-based equipment with Indian designs. Today, we have entire range from antenna to a chip to equipment to a system. That's a set of servers, a set of applications, which all can be served to the user, anyone who's in India, whenever they want to use Navit. They can use the entire chain as one, taking from us, or they can integrate components, India-made components, into their existing solutions. So this is a complete journey of me from a school kid to the time I'm an entrepreneur and what we have done as of today. Today we have a company which has launched an Indian-made processor, And we have also equipping with adequate number of processors. That is about 10,000 processors we have ordered. 5,000 is already delivered to our company, another 5,000 in line, so that we are able to give processors to anyone who needs it in India, and there should not be any shortage being felt by people. I think this covers adequately about my journey.
Well, sir, that was very impressive and very inspiring. My salute and respect to you for your wonderful life journey. So my next question to you is that, can you please tell us about Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India and how successful this vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been?
Yeah, Atmanirbhar Bharat, our ability to make yourself self-sufficient in certain technologies and technical domain is an excellent idea. And for example, our effort was also one of that. In 2010, when we thought about having our own satellite system, that was the main idea, is to have our own system and not be dependent on anyone else. So a similar concept is Atmanirbhar Bharat, where we don't look back to someone else for a requirement to be met, for our requirement to be met. It's a very good concept. So many measures have been taken by the government to achieve this. However, because of our legacy that we have taken around, initially as a colonial country, then the set of socialist thinking that was there in the initial days of independence, then a pseudo-capitalist thing which was there. All this is making this Atmanirbhar effort a big task to be what are they achieved. However, today we have so many people who are repatriating to the country with their knowledge of having worked elsewhere, and they're bringing in the knowledge for which is Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is helping Atmanirbhar Bharat to grow. Many domains we have made such beautiful equipment of our own design, which suits the country. See, we are people who got different cultural lineage, different cultural orientations, and we live in a different geography. Our geography is not, cannot be equated with any other geography around the world. This geography, which is governed by Himalayas, by our own system of rains. We have that monsoonal pattern of rain, which is unique in the world. And this region, which is which is being protected by Himalayas from the north, and it's something like it's giving a protection, and then it carved out a part of the earth to have a separate set of people. So it's good that we look and we start developing things which are suiting our cultural requirement, our cultural orientations, and our geography per se. Many things are there. For example, trains. And we have now developed our own fast train. We need not compare ourselves to others. We can still be developing things which can connect people around the world to us directly, and connect our people who are living within the subcontinent in a pattern that suits our requirement. For example, though we have developed trains, this is the time that we're talking about trains for which will cover that what they call the Char Dham Yatra train is there. A long time immemorial, people have been going for the Char Dham Yatra. People have been going from times immemorial to Kasi Yatra from south, to Rameshwaram Yatra from north. Now is the time people are thinking about having a train connectivity towards it. I'm just taking a small example. I mean, these are the elements of Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is being helping us now. And this is Make in India effort. Initially, it was Made in India, which people were concentrating. Now it has become Make in India, that where we have our own systems is also catching up. But as I said, because of our orientation and the lineage that we inherited, it will take some time to come. However, the things are changing at a very fast pace, and we will see a lot of changes in very near future. For example, Navit domain, people have started learning about Navit, our own constellations, and they started using it now. So for so many years, for about my company started in 2012, this 2023. Till 2022, we were educating people. We find in last 1 year, the necessity or the thirst to observe this technology has increased greatly. Now, this is going to continue. It is going to continue. So this Atmanirbhar Bharat is a very good thing that's happening for the country. People are achieving results in this direction. Every technological domain, I'm more concentrating on technological domain, is achieving their own goals in this. And for sure, we'll develop to be a country who's self-sufficient in whatever our requirement is. We are not talking about some other certain requirements. For example, in our food habits, we'll be self-sufficient in our food habits, may not be self-sufficient in the Western food habits that we are trying to inherit or we're trying to copy. That's the point which I'm making. Right. I think that's been clear. Atmanirbhar Bharat is a very good thing.
Absolutely. So it is a great vision, and India is doing wonderful ever since this, the vision was given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I totally agree with you, sir. So you earlier told us about the wonderful product that you're making and how it's, like getting absorbed now in India. So do you plan to go international with the bouquet of products that you have?
Yeah, our products are being used. We are developing products which can be used by every segment of people within the country and people who are outside in the equatorial region. We are focusing on equatorial region because we as a country, we are at equatorial region, and Navit helps people in equatorial region mainly, and the coverage is for the equatorial region. We also have products that uses Navik plus GPS plus GLONASS. So our chip or our product can be used around the world because GPS is for the temperate region, GLONASS is for the polar region, and the Navik is for the equatorial region. We can have one product that can be used all along the globe. So that's what is our focus. Uh, our products will be mainly useful for people in Southeast Asian region. This is a region where GPS penetration is low. In the Middle East, so though they are using certain GPS products, people are not very happy or contented in using GPS. They find something which is lacking, which can be now bridged by our equipment in that area. Our equipment will be of very great help in African region. It will be of good help in when our system gets extended towards the other part of the globe. As Navik today focuses onto our part of the globe, when it goes onto the American side, our system will be good or useful in the South America also. So we have plans for international outreach, and our products, what they will find its way through. We have sent products to different regions for testing trials. Trials have been successful. So before we could expand outside, we had COVID coming in, and now we are again restarting our focus onto the other regions.
My last question to you is, what advice would you give to veterans who want to become entrepreneurs, sir?
Yeah, to become entrepreneur, one must be ready to sacrifice a lot of products. One must be ready to initiate himself, start doing hard work. Like there were times, I'm just a successful entrepreneur just because my family supported me. I had to move in my family funds, and my wife was working. And once I started picking up my company, started picking up the revenue this side, she's joined us, and we are working. There's a time, or even today, we work 3 shifts in a day. We expect our staff to work one shift only, but we work 3 shifts. That is, I work one before breakfast. That is from around 6:30 till about 9:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then work back, go to the office by 10:30, 11, work till lunchtime. Then again work another shift from 4 o'clock to night 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, how long, whatever time that's used to be. So I work. Similarly, my wife also works. And mostly it's all, we talk business only mostly, our interactions. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, first you have to be ready to do such a hard work, and then you must be able to sacrifice a lot of things. Like we lived frugally for quite some time because the company wanted money, so we put in money from our pocket into the company. Now company started doing some good revenue, so we have some money and we can relax from that point of view. However, one must be ready for that. Another main thing is that we, as an armed forces person from the armed forces, are disciplined. We need to carry forward this discipline into our civil life, and with that self orientation or self dedication and this discipline, we will be able to achieve wherever we start off. But then the domain in which we start should be something very new or very something novel where people are not there, and that in that way only will be able to, the concept of entrepreneurship itself emphasizes that you develop something new. So we should be able to develop something new instead of going on to a same pattern or same place where people are there. It is just opening up a shop. And there's a lot of difference between opening up a shop and entrepreneurship. What are they? In today's Indian context, there are a lot of opportunities where military officers, ex-servicemen can get into the entrepreneurship with their inherited qualities, qualities that have been imbibed during their time in the services, with that good discipline, the good the dedication towards an effort. All this can help them to succeed in their entrepreneurial effort if they choose the right domain.
So thank you very much. It was a very great and a fascinating interview, and I learned a lot from your interview, and I'm sure the viewers also would have imbibed and got inspired by the way you have told us about everything about your incredible life journey. Thank you so very much for sparing your very valuable time and coming on the Global Strategic and Defense News.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for bearing with me for this half an hour interview that is there. So nice of you to connect. I hope people benefit out of my experience. And anyone who wants to connect with me can connect directly with me and learn whichever. Even in my domain, I need a lot of people to work along. You can come along and work with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.